Like with the puppets?
Let me ask you something. Big Bird, man or woman? Nobody knows. Why you think no one come forward and talk about it? I talk about it. What it's like getting assaulted by an androgynous bird? Why you think Oscar the Grouch was so grumpy? Because they gave him to the diddler. Don't you think you'd be grumpy too after 48 hours with the diddler? Sunny days? Taking the clouds away? Don't get me started on Snuffleupagus. He's going down next.
Yo, I love that. I'll never get enough of that. But I just wanted to play something right quick and then we going to get started.
And I'm like, they're like, sing this song. You don't have it, you're here for a couple hours. I flew to town. It's that. It's the whole, if you don't, then blank. So you learn, though. You learn to fight harder. I didn't have enough fight in me. I was maybe 20, 21. I didn't have enough fight in me.
But the whole thing gets even crazier. Because unfortunately, just months after unveiling his TikToks about Jay and Beyonce, Uncle Ron's family would take to his TikTok to announce that he had passed away. Let's make this clear. No one is saying that Hov and Beyonce did anything. After all, he could have died of natural causes. But when you consider everything that's emerged as of late, you can bet that this sure isn't going to stop the conspiracy theories from coming. And who knows? If any of this is true, they might end up in a cell right alongside Diddy. If you didn't know by now, hip-hop is full.
My God, I tell you, I can't even begin to explain. It's just wild out here, G. Am I the last person to know that Uncle Ron passed away? Come on with this tea. Because when did he die? Exactly. When did Uncle Ron die? That's what I want to know. So I was very shocked. And shout out to Louista. Fair use and all of that. But I'm like, hold up. When did Uncle Ron die? Honey, have you heard anything about Uncle Ron?
No, I'm looking it up. I don't see anything. Continue to look.
The family just released something to social media. The TikTok.
Right.
And it doesn't show up anywhere online.
No. I looked and I don't see anything.
Like, what is good? This is wild. All right, we're going to do an old school Iron Man. Listen to me. The Jag Muppet. That damn Jag Muppet. You know what? It's so nice. I gotta see it twice. That Muppet? That bitch be on me.
You're saying it was Sesame Street?
Yeah.
Like things were going on there?
Why you think everybody was asking how to get to Sesame Street? Because they was having freak-offs every night.
Whoa. Like with the puppets?
Let me ask you something. Big Bird, man or woman? Nobody knows. Why you think no one come forward and talk about it? I talk about it. What it's like getting assaulted by an androgynous bird? Why you think Oscar the Grouch was so grumpy? Because they gave him to the diddler. Don't you think you'd be grumpy too after 48 hours with the diddler? Sunny days? Taking the clouds away? Don't get me started on Snuffleupagus. He's going down next.
I'm trying to tell you, that damn Muppet is the joy of my life. I need to see more from her. Because I'm telling you, it's the ones in the background that got all the tea. She was down there on Sesame Street getting tapes. You hear me? And fucking Snuffleupagus. Oh my God. Yeah, guys. So, if there are any technical difficulties, we apologize, even though we can never really quite tell. People be in these chats lying their ass off.
Somebody screwed with my channel. What happened?
They're saying Blue Cantrell living on the streets. So I know. Hold on, what happened? What? AOL, that's screwing with your channel.
Thank you. Good luck.
I was subbed and somehow got booted. I was subbed. Yeah. Thank you, main baby. I'm going to start that comment. I'm trying to tell you, it's wild, G. Have you ever had this kind of issue before with your channel, baby?
Not at all.
My God. I tell you, YouTube, they don't play fair. They are sore losers. But I know every day something new just keeps on coming out. And you know what? I'm going to turn on some different music. I want to turn on my man's music. That's what I want to do.
Not that one.
Not this one?
No. You got to bring the music down. There you go.
There it is. That's the music.
Bring the volume down.
I'll bring the volume down a little bit, honey. But you know how they like, why do I need to bring it down more than that?
Okay.
It's low.
That's good. That's fine. That works.
Yeah, right here. The trolls, we got to make it hard for them to steal the content and leave. Oh my goodness. Oh, hey. I'm trying to tell you. All right, so I just want to get a little, let me get through some of these comments and make sure that everybody is getting repped. Wait a minute. So, yes, an androgynous bird child. It was going down. Yes, the Sesame Street freak out. You already know Piggy got a lot to say. If we start interviewing, I bet you if Muppet Jag sat down with Miss Piggy, she'd have all kinds of things to say about it ain't easy being green, if you know what I mean.
Hey, my big bird. Eyes so big. Wait till Jag Muppet with them Tootsie, she started spilling the tea on them.
Sorry, but who is Uncle Ron? Well, Uncle Ron is a former bodyguard of the Carters. And a little over a year and a half ago, Uncle Ron started going viral on TikTok. And what was he going viral for on TikTok? Spilling all the tea about the Carters. About their satanic rituals and, the deities they worship. And how they were running female artists out of the business that Mrs. Carter found as though were competition for her. Also about their D-rug use and how Mr. Carter likes to D-rug his wife. And how their marriage is nothing more than a business relationship. Uncle Ron had a lot to say. Uncle Ron, oh yes, Snuffleupagus child with them long ass lashes. You already know, girl. Rave. But what? Hold on, wait a second. Girl, just watched the Corey Holcomb interview. Oh, thank you. Go tell Trans Rena that don't nobody get no fuck about her wild, old ass, weird ass, stale box wine.
Mm.
Oh my God. Did you hear did y'all hear Tasha K apologize to Corey Holcomb? It was fantastic. She even asked him to buy her a monostat parting gift. I hear she got the lady issues. Jaguar got the best YouTube. Oh, thank you, dear. Well, welcome to Jaguar country. And it's just me and the wolf. It's just the Jaguar and the wolf. What a couple. You know what? One of my friends also had another interesting um little moniker for us. Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Mm.
How do you feel about the Pebbles and Bam Bam association between you and I?
Funny. Yeah. You look like Pebbles. So. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you made it to the top tier of our Patreon. New pods being released today. And one of them is going to be regarding my son Giovanni and what happened in those last days leading up to the end of his life and after. And we're going to do a deep dive into Uncle Ron and why Uncle Ron passed away and no one knows anything about it. And you can't find anything about it online. No Diddy. Blue. I always respected Blue, and Blue always respected me. But I knew they was going to put her through the grinder. Beyonce was so threatened by Blue. But she was threatened by everyone, and she should have been.
Hey, Marie.
She was threatened by A. Marie, stole Rich Harrison's production, all of that. Oh my God. You know what, honey? I want to close today with a legendary record that I don't think anyone has ever heard the remix to. Hit 'em up.
Okay.
In honor of Tupac and our dear friend, Demetrius Shipp Sr., also known as Big Meech. And no, not the man in the halfway house. The man with a full plan. Oh my God. Odell's channel is Set in the West. Set in the West. If any of the mods if you could drop Odell's link in the chat, that would be great. And yes, don't forget to hit that like button. Shout out to all 600 people in the room. So I really want to know, there's 2 people that allegedly passed away last year. Actually 3, because they said I passed away too.
Mm.
I passed away last July, and I arose to come back and give them all hell for another year and a half. Like, what is wrong with people? But everyone knows that Uncle Ron came out, made a huge splash. Then they started taking his video down. But thanks to screen recording, all of that footage is still out there. Just like with the Pierce Morgan thing with me. It really doesn't matter if Pierce edited it. It's only hurting his catalog. Everyone else already has it. It was the shots heard around the hip-hop world. And now we're finding out that Uncle Ron is dead. Uncle Ron, now I know he was approached by the feds. That I do know. And there were rumors after his beating, because I don't know if anyone remembers, but it was most definitely reported about that in the midst of his mega viral status, Uncle Ron was assaulted. He was viciously beaten.
Yeah.
They used baseball bats on him. They beat the crap out of an old man. He also said that he was initially approached by the diddler to unalive Big. For what? What did he say? 30K? 50K? Somewhere in between there? Uncle Ron had been around for quite some time. Wait a minute, Muppet Jag would read Miss Piggy? I think so. I think if Miss Piggy even tried it with Muppet Jag would just blast on that ass.
Muppet Jag gonna be like, yo man, got the shortest in here in
Ain't none there.
the shortest on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Cause ain't none there.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. Ooh. Ooh, Muppet Jag would definitely call Miss Piggy out as a whole beard. She really would. I know she would. Maybe we'll see that in the future. Yes, save the Sesame Street puppets from the Sesame Street freak off. Save the puppets. Ooh, Lord. No, but hold on. Oh my God, there's so many comments. Like, we're so far. Uncle Ron was not lying. Uncle Ron was telling the truth, no different than Gene Deal is telling the truth. And for anyone to try to discredit him in any way would be insane. Grand Rising, Lamar. No, but really though, how did that happen? And there's not even a real date on it. It was sometime September 19th of last year, they said. Oh. Oh. Diabolique. They said Diabolique died September of last year too. You know what? I think we might need to get the laptop. We're gonna let it breathe a second. So Diabolique died in September of last year. Uncle Ron died September of last year, and no one talked about it. That's wild, G. Oh, thank you. They said the Corey Holcomb interview was epic. Thank you, my dear. Oh my God, we had such a good time. But yes, that stale box wine tea. I don't. Okay, all right. Well. Oh, yes, sweetie, because we were about to get started. But feel free to stick around. If we do a Q&A, just hit the link again. The only people that we actually usually invite to come up early in the show is the family, and that's Mod Squad. So we don't really like to have any guests on before Mod Squad comes through. But this morning, it's not even really that kind of vibe. Like, right now, we're trying to figure out when the hell did Uncle Ron die and nobody said nothing about it? That was September last year. It's been over a year.
If anybody got any information, yeah, come on up.
Like, if you got information, please come forward. But there's no way. And there's nothing. We can't find anything. Okay. So, oh my goodness, we have so many comments. Jeez Louise, I can't see, and this is why we go through each and every one.
Get rid of that one.
We don't do toothpicks.
So
we don't do toothpicks. Very insecure and very Carl Thomas emotional. Hey, what's going on, South Africa? No, this is just insane. All right, so here we go.
I'm gonna have to get the laptop to start.
Yeah, you got to get the laptop, babe. We can't. There's too many comments. Wait a second. My cousin's a professional MUA. Told me about the NDAs they signed years ago. I had never heard anything about that. Oh, NDAs have been around forever, child. That's why I call them nigga don't ask. Because once you sign them, if anybody comes up to you, the only thing you can say is nigga don't ask. I can't tell you. I got this car. I done bought this house. Look, I got a tape. A NDA, a tape, and a payment will make history disappear for those who have signed it and partook. But for those of us like me who have very little of the NDA life and have a whole lot of the I'ma bust your ass out life, you know what I'm saying? I ain't on no leash. I ain't on no chain. Oh, they said we're a beautiful couple. Thank you. Yeah, they said, listen to me. Uncle Ron said she been de-rugged up. Now, this is the thing. Does anybody remember when they was at the Grammys that year, right before Lizzo was put on the chopping block for winning Beyonce's award? And even though she sucked her left titty right there on the camera, they still lied on her, paid for a bunch of people, say a bunch of crazy stuff about them, throwing chicken bones at people and laughing at skinny people and beating up. Like, they said all kinds of crazy stuff about Lizzo after she won that award. And my thing is why didn't any of it come out before she won Album of the Year? And that's funny because people wasn't even tripping off of that album that heavy. Like, it didn't do as big as the first album did, but it did have good songs. I'm telling you, Ninja, don't ask. The industry is highly predatory. But the thing is, how the hell did somebody like Uncle Ron die? After all he shared with us, we found out exactly, didn't know. So you know what? We gonna take a poll. We just gonna take a little poll. See, what about D12? I need to talk to you about proof. My mom was D12 manager, a black woman. I need to talk to you. That's fine. Shoot me an email to cruelty-free-artistry, #1 at Gmail. And let's have that conversation. There's a lot wrong when it comes to my brother Proof passing away. And they blamed him for his death and no-billed his unalivement just like they did my son, Giovanni. Jag, you taking me back with the Fraggle Rock days with the pup. I know, but look at mine. Look at my pup. Oh, the Jag puppet. I'm telling you, I'm thinking about hiring that puppet and taking her on the road with me and let her handle my light work because I think she could take care of it. But when she hit him with the sunny days, taking the clouds away, when she hit that, I said, that's my bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I tried to be offended. I watched it 5 times. I said, that shit is... Yeah, now they got Lizzo out here campaigning for Kamala. I wonder why. Oh, honey, it's just too much going on. Ain't none of them going to sue Jay because God's word. I wish a motherfucker would take me to court. I wanna go to court. Lizzo looks amazing. Well, I haven't seen her new pictures. I know she's been working out. I know she's been changing her diet. I guess shout out to the 1K in the building. I have no idea what the likes are looking like, but whatever the likes are, thanks. We got 307 likes. 308. You know what? That would be great if we could get 300 more. But on the way in, on the way out, likes is like, and we appreciate you. No, I'm just saying. How in God's name does somebody somebody said, wait a minute. I was also told that Uncle Ron was being taken in by the feds, that there was a chance he was going to go into WITSEC after he was beaten. And I mean, does anybody remember that when Uncle Ron was in the hospital? And he was talking about his assault and how they came after him with baseball bats. You know, because he told them, I'm not afraid of you. But to jump an older man like that, but it's the same thing with Keefy D in jail. Keefy D over 60 years old. And so was Uncle Ron. Getting jumped, getting impaled, getting beat down. Like, you doing a lot, G. Like, what you got? What you got to hide so deep that you got to beat up Paw Paw? All Paw Paw did was tell the truth. Paw Paw Ron told the truth. And then the next thing you know, boom. He gets beat up. Child, that was me and Ren and Stimpy, girl. Me and Ren and Stimpy and Chocolate Tie had a relationship. Do you hear me? That freaking Kodiak mama said the Canadian Mountie episode. Yo, Joe, you don't know. And if you know, you know. Yes, what? Uncle Ron died? Exactly! Uncle Ron was the Carter's former bodyguard who also had done work with Bad Boy, who said that Puffy had initially hit him up about hitting up Christopher Wallace Sr. Okay? For like 30 to 50 grand. And he said no. Sure did. And that goes to show you how long he'd been around. And he was seen in several pictures with the Beyonce site as her bodyguard. Now, people asked me a lot. I got flooded with a lot before I was forced to go into jail last year about whether or not I knew Uncle Ron, because he was saying all the same stuff that I was saying and even more. And I said no. And Uncle Ron never said that he knew me. And yet we had the same story. Kind of like me and Jonathan Hay. Never met. To speak, I mean, he was around people that I was around. I was around people that he was around. But it's starting to look like that a lot of people in the background went out of their way to make sure certain people never bumped into each other. Jonathan Hay, how many times was he at Larry Gold's studio? I lived at Larry's. I was working there. We had our own studio. I was working there. I was always working with Larry. I was doing backgrounds, coaching artists, doing all kinds of stuff. How did he never meet me? And he was a publicist. He should have wanted to talk to me after Jay-Z Unplugged. How did that never happen? All that shit he did with Questlove. But like Questlove said, when that reporter from Rolling Stone came down to Philly to interview him at Larry Gold, and someone in the office called me and told me that he was talking shit on me. And when they asked him, would he bring me in to the interview, would he be willing to bring me into the interview so we could talk about Unplugged together? He said, fuck that bitch. She gets enough press. This is my interview. That's exactly what fucking Questlove had to say about Jaguar Wright, who made him look so good on that day of work that set him up so tough. You know, for those who didn't catch it, we actually made Jay-Z Unplugged free on the website for 24 hours. Now, for those of y'all who didn't see it, we might do it again. One more time. We're going to let it run for free for one day. because everyone needs to see everything that terrifies these people right now. That sacrifice concert that was being done to suck out the energy in the world of what was left from Aaliyah. And they had me sing over that while they was sitting there doing their evilness. God had one of his own there. I'll never be able to think of Song Cry the same way. But I'm so glad. Thanks, V. I'm so glad we were able to salvage that footage so we could give it back to y'all so you could see it. So before we go, I'm just going to take a little poll on that at the end of this broadcast. But real rad. Like, did anybody, I gotta run this video again. Did anybody even see this post that they said came from his family?
I'm like, they're like, sing this song. You don't have it, you're here for a couple hours. I flew to town. It's that. It's the whole, if you don't, then blink. So you learn, though. You learn to fight harder. I didn't have enough fight in me I was maybe 20, 21, and I have enough fight in me.
But the whole thing gets even crazier because unfortunately, just months after unveiling his TikToks about Jay and Beyonce, Uncle Ron's family would take to his TikTok to announce that he had passed away. Let's make this clear. No one is saying that Hov and Beyonce did anything. After all, he could have died of natural causes. But when you consider everything that's emerged as of late, you can bet that this sure isn't going to stop the conspiracy theories from coming. And who knows? If any of this is true, they might end up in a cell right alongside Diddy. If you didn't know by now, hip-hop is full.
Hip-hop wild as shit, G. Speaking of, it just brings me back to more content that we have. And we need to get back to finishing out this visual series and really pot it up. Because, man, hip-hop is a graveyard, G. I've never realized that fucking motherfucker sits right here on this landmark. Makes me think about that building that they put up where Biggie is. It's almost like monuments to the dead. This is where they pulled the surveillance footage. Cameras are weak, and as you can see, there's multiple blind spots. But that gas station across the street that's been there, look at it. Those cameras have a much better angle. Why wouldn't they have pulled those? Why would they pull the ones that are the weakest? With the weakest, look at this. Look at all the obstruction. Now look at the clear line of sight. Now this is the night of the Mike Tyson fight. This entire strip was packed. And on weekends, on fight nights, the strip is packed all night. Yet there was no eyewitnesses. Now, it was said, and for some confirmed, but then questioned again. Oh, man. Like, free Tory Lanez. G? I just also find it interesting that nobody's talking about the fact that Jay-Z's private lawyer that's now working with the Tupac family in the state to get to the bottom of his unalignment was the one that kind of helped Tory Lanez in the jail. Like, is nobody not seeing Spiros as a legal hitman yet? And everything that he's doing is working in the favor of the Carters and covering up all of their many crimes against the entertainment world, and especially hip hop, G. It's just wild to me. I mean, what do you got to say about it, babe?
Nah, there are no coincidences. You know what I'm saying? Because in all actuality, um, the crime syndicate, the entertainment crime syndicate, they all work with each other. So it'll be conducive for them to set up Tory Lanez, get him out the way, get him out the box, because what he was doing was very revolutionary. He laid out a plan to show up and coming artists you don't need the industry, just do you. So get him out the way. Now we got Spiro helping out the Shakur estate allegedly, but that's a
Is
lineup.
he helping
No, he's not helping.
or is he covering?
He's making sure certain stuff doesn't get out.
Get out. Because that's what he does. He's a fixer. And as Dame Dash said himself, that nigga is a stone cold liar.
Yeah, yeah.
Got too many liars in places of influence, influencing conversation about things that can only hurt certain people specifically. You know, this is what I was talking about when I was sitting on the blue couch and I was talking about acceptable monsters. Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly was an acceptable monster at the same time. You had the Me Too movement and then surviving R. Kelly. They were happening at the same time. They were mirroring each other. They fueled one another. And people talk about Jag don't know what she talking about. Rose McGowan is a witch.
And Rose McGowan, get out of here.
She is the devil's temptress. All I know about Rose McGowan is what don't nobody want to talk about. How was Anthony Bourdain so full of life, so full of joy, ready to get further in the parts unknown, but he wanted to start talking about some things that other people weren't talking about. And one of those things he wanted to start talking about was the trafficking rings for the children that he had been bumping into all over the world while he was doing the stuff that he was doing. Then he goes out on a couple dates with Rose McGowan, and then all of a sudden he becomes ooey-sidal. Kind of like that filmographer from Rust that
Yeah.
they tried to pin on Alec Baldwin.
Let me say something too when they talk about the trafficking side. Just like Jay Grizzly said in the chat, just like Nipsey. Now, there's a program that the government has that has made sure that Africans and African Americans, so-called African Americans, don't link up. They've been watching Nipsey probably since he was a kid because he was Eritrean and American and black, basically. So they definitely didn't want that link up. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna go even deeper. Y'all got to look into Obama, Barry, your boy Barry.
That's what the white people call him. They call him Barry.
Now he got rid of Gaddafi. Go look up
Mhm.
what Gaddafi was trying to do for Africa. Number one.
Number one, they lied about Gaddafi. They told everyone in the United States that he was an terrorist.
Right, right, right.
But the truth is, he worked for the CIA and he was trying to create a better fluidity between blacks here who had African descent and back home. He was actually trying to build a
Yeah,
bridge
and he got with the Nation of Islam, wanted to offer them money. They denied that. They said if Farrakhan took that, that would have been an act of
of treason.
right. So they got rid of him. Now you go to Libya, they're selling black people for $400 right now. They're selling black people for $400 in
They still
Libya.
selling us.
So thank you, Obama, for bringing slavery back. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's beyond ridiculous. The thing is, why is it that Americans want to believe that these politicians are our friends? They are not our friends. They may come from our neighborhoods. Some of them, allegedly, some of them, they say come from neighborhoods they ain't never been in.
Oh God.
Listen to me. The simple fact that Candace Owens is busting up old comma chameleon, she found the grandmother. It ain't her. And they found someone who looks like us who says, that ain't Miss Burl. And Burl's an old school black woman name. My dad's best friend, Mr. Leatherberry, his wife's name was Burl. That's old school. Burl was popular in the 1800s. It started phasing out in the mid 1900s. But once upon a time, Burl was a very popular name, especially with West Indians.
Yeah.
So for them to just take Miss Burl name and just slap it on anybody, Candace is having a field day. I'm enjoying it. And shout out to Candace Owens. Thank you for the vote of confidence, and thank you for all of the honest things that you have been saying, and the way you have been sticking up for the shadows that have been surrounding the truth, and helping those of us who are really interested in getting the word out there to help it get out there faster. I'm looking at your lives, they're astronomical. 30K in the chat, 40K in the chat, 50K in the
Yeah,
chat,
they still trying to
and they're still trying to stop you. And keep going, Candace. Keep going, G. We need you out there. Like, I'm gonna call you G now. You getting a little gangster, Candace. You getting a
well,
little
you
gangster.
want me to give you my honest opinion about Candace?
Yeah, baby.
I like her, I don't trust her. That's it. That's just me though.
Well, honey, you don't trust nobody. And that's why we get along so great. That's what makes us such a dynamic couple, because we really both have the same kinds of trust issues. What's up, Chi Town? No, but let's get into it though. Two very monumental figures in exposure were either detained or disappeared last year, and they both were said to have died around the same time. Now, this thing with Uncle Ron, and as you saw that receipt on the screen, that was from September of last year. Have you guys ever heard of the name Diabolique? Listen to me, and I got love for Cali, baby. Look, I'm California dreaming and getting skyrockets in flight and the afternoon delight. You hear me? But seriously, what about Groove Theory? What happened to Groove Theory? Did he happen to Groove Theory? That's what happened to Groove Theory. Um, you know, Bryce Wilson and I used to be really close once upon a time. And I was next in line after a mill. Bryce wanted me to be the new girl for Groove Theory. And it was one of the hardest choices that I made, saying no. But the truth is I didn't want to sign to Sony. I knew what Sony was doing to Michael Jackson. I didn't want to sign to Sony because I knew who Tommy Mottola was. I didn't want to sign to Sony because I knew what he had done to Terrence Trent D'Arby. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, and you're under the thumb. And even though I did have a good contact, who was a VP for Sony, Dave McPherson, one of the only black guys to make it that far up that early, from the 80s into the 90s. They didn't let black executives in Sony like that. But Dave McPherson, he told that line. But yeah, Emil moved on. And I think it was because she saw where it was all going. And her and LaRue got away. And Emile LaRue has been making beautiful music, her and her husband LaRue, for many years. And Bryce just went to Hollywood. Um, his manager, who was also my manager once upon a time, Breon, became Jamie Foxx's personal manager. And then Bryce just went out to LA. And then, of course, you guys saw him in Beauty Shot with Latifah. And then you really haven't heard much about Bryce Wilson ever since. I know he was working behind the scenes. I know he was still discovering acts. But I know that the second that Breon signed to be Jamie Foxx's personal manager, that was the end of Groove Theory. So I hope that answers your question. Um, oh my God, there's so many comments. Oh my God, hold on. Is somebody at the back door?
We were talking about this guy.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. Let me pull this up now.
I already got it up.
Oh, you're already up there.
Yeah. Look.
Okay. Has anyone ever Can anyone tell us who this man is? Put a one in the chat if you've ever. Bryce is fine. Bryce Wilson will die one of the fattest black men alive. Crazy than a motherfucker, but one of the fattest black. He crazy like Travis is crazy. Why is it that all of my model friends from the past, they real thug? I know the thug models. I didn't know none of the little fruity cake diddy doo wop bops. All of them like, nigga, yeah, I look good and I knock you the fuck out. Bryce was on that shit. Don't let the curly hair fool you, bitch. I'm a doozy. He used to say that shit every time the gay boys would look at him, which is why I didn't understand how he was able to stomach Breon and Jamie, but I don't know. Whatever. Has anyone put a one in the chat if you've ever seen this man before? Has anyone ever seen this man before? Put a one in the chat if you've seen this man before. He also died around the same time as Uncle Ron, they say. He was taken into custody by Interpol while I was in the hospital. Martin Luther King weekend. The weekend at Legends Barbershop in DeSoto. The weekend of the ashes. Yes, he's not just a mobster. He's not just a wise guy. Yes, I did know Dick Gregory. That is Diabolique. He is the boss of bosses, the head of La Costa Nostra. And he was taken into custody the same weekend I went into that hospital on that APAL, or as y'all like to call it, that 5150. Now I've been on the 5150.
Stop sharing.
That man is known as one of the most dangerous men in the world. Diabolique, the devil himself. Yes. And though many people know what his actual name is, nobody ever says it. No, you don't get the name Diabolique because you're nice. That's for sure. 9 sides to me. You done found your way back to my new channel, huh? It's been a minute. I seen you on them streets. I ain't seen you in about a year. Hey, Ann, thanks. What happened between Pimp C and Beyonce? What happens between most hoes and pimps? That's the silliest question of the day. She a hoe and his name is Pimp C, and people keep asking what happened between them. He's a pimp, she a hoe. She's a slut, she's a hoe, she's a freak. Got a different nigga every day of the week. I'm just saying. Hey, what do you think happened? And it went down on tape. Pimpin' Ken is a motherfucker. You gotta give it to him. He know how to say that shit. Oh,
What happened between Jamie Foxx and Diddy?
Eddie Griffin is giving you so much credit on his podcast. Really?
Okay, whatever.
Shout out to Eddie. He was right. Did he? Did he do it? Did he? Oh, listen to me. When Eddie talked that shit, he talked that shit. And as far as his son is concerned, Eddie Griffith Jr., I miss you, G. I miss you. He was one of the first people that embraced me when I moved to Vegas. And I'll never forget just his love and his encouragement. So shout out to the whole Griffin family.
Now somebody asked what happened to
What?
Jamie Foxx and Diddy. Remember I just told you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've been new because the thing is,
I told everybody.
cover story that they said he had a stroke or something.
Yeah, they said he had a stroke. They said he had a bunch of stuff. They said it was the this. They said it was the that. Jamie came out and said what he said.
I've been new. They've been days after all that.
They was trying to take
he
him
had some
down.
bad dope. Somebody gave him some bad dope. Not
Yeah,
brother's business out there.
yeah. That's how they get him.
And that's how Jamie Foxx got with the FBI and snitched on Diddy.
He better snitch on Diddy. He better tell him about. He better show everything.
His parties were
Rest in peace, young Dolph. Listen to me. His parties were mild.
compared to the Diddy.
But see, that's why I said every party is a Diddy party because they were all auditioning to get to the big freak off.
Yep, exactly.
You had to go through the gatekeepers, and that's why I say Jamie responsible.
That's why he's But y'all, that all come out. Y'all will see.
You want to know what Michael? Listen to me. Do y'all not listen to nothing that Cat Williams say? He done told you what they done. Oh, love, light, and peace to you all. Thank you, Patrice Patrick. I, yeah, a video, allegedly. Pimpin' Kid said it's popping. Pimpin' Kid said if I could, I would sell this tape to every scum I know. And the billions I would get, I'll make them grow. I'd show you this tape if I could. I would ruin all the fantasies in your mind about all the things that's been done with Beyonce's behind.
Damn.
Yes, I would if I could. If I could. Pimpin' Kid. Pimpin' Kid was singing it, baby. You hear me?
Stupid.
Pimpin' Kid wanted to show. He said, I wish that I could give you this feeling. Ooh, that's what Pimpin' Kid said, but you know, allegedly. Oh, have mercy. I can't. I can't. I can't. 112 ain't speaking up before Carl Thomas, and Carl Thomas is emotional. He ain't never speaking up. He is emotional and he cannot let go of his Diddy party. I wish I never met him at all. Yo, none of these songs. Yeah, Pimp C and Beyonce had a great song though. Yeah, Pimp C had a lot of great songs. Shame we don't get to hear them no more. Why don't we hear more Pimp C on the radio? Why don't we hear more Young Dolph on the radio? We should hear more Nipsey Hussle than we do. Nipsey really wasn't that long ago.
No.
His record should still be in regular rotation.
Remember when I played with you for him that he did with Ross?
Yeah.
That shit was dope.
Yeah.
Right. Ross came on that shit, though. But yeah.
Oh my goodness. Listen to me. We do need smart on that blue couch. But I'm going to tell you what I do know. For the love of Orlando Brown, y'all, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. I want to see it. I want to see for the love of Orlando.
Real life love.
The real life love. I want to see it.
Yeah, I do want
I want to see what this looks like. I want to see if a bitch can. I want to see how long a bitch can stay on a date with Orlando Brown before she runs away screaming. Now the question is, will it rival Diddy's billions?
Oh snap!
Because I don't know. Because I'm not hating. But once we put out Diddy's billions, I don't know.
Yeah, that Diddy's billions.
That Diddy's billions is hot. You know, actually, honey, can we give them a little preview of can you pull up our brother from Philadelphia who prophesized the end of the freak offs? You know what I'm talking about.
Give me a second.
Crazy skateboard crackhead. Now, y'all, I'm telling you, I know. If only he could. Pimpin' Ken would pimp that tape. You know, the Booty Brothers, the Baby Oil Bandits. That's what they're talking about when they say the men action. There's been so many people that have been moved around, but the simple fact that there doesn't seem to be any real cause of death for how Uncle Ron died. Diabolique passed away, but hold on a second. Do I need to mute up?
No, I'll do it here.
Diabolique passed away, and nobody has said why, from what. He was in good health when they took him into that car, when Interpol took him in, and they also took him straight to the Vatican. Like, well, I'm friends with one of the members of Total, Kima Dyson. Her and her sister Vita are people I consider friends and family. And out of respect for them, I cannot speak on Total. But what I will say is, yeah, that's what they said. Uncle Ron died, baby. That's what they said. I don't know when they said it happened last September. The same time that the head of La Cosa Nostra worldwide, the head of the mafia, they called him the devil himself, Diabolique, passed away too. Oh, thank you, Love Sway. I'm telling you, they're not saying what people passed away from. Just like nobody knows what Angelo passed away from. That's crazy how Uncle Ron passed away. Then a week later, P. Diddy got arrested. I know. But the thing is, did he pass away? Or are all these people in witness protection program? It's starting to feel that way. It's starting to, hey, Brazil. Don't you love when I make my rice Brazilian style, baby? I'll tell you, ain't nothing like Brazilian rice. Remember when Ray J told Raz B that Diddy and Jay's, yep, baby oil bandits working together. I know, I know. And the truth is, they were gaslit to do that. And that's a story that I don't want to talk about. But the members of Total, they really didn't know why they was being sent over there. They were told something, there was a reaction. And as members of the crew, but I can tell you right now, they were gaslit. Look, what about us? Do. Yeah, girl. They brought Missy in and tore that up. Of course I know everything that happened to Kiki Wyatt. That's my baby sis. And if ever Kitara wants to come forward and really talk about her story and her career and everything that she's been through in the industry, I will corroborate everything that she has to say because I've been loving on her and supporting her and standing for her for so long. But I cannot talk about Kitara's story. I cannot. And honestly, there's no value in me talking about it. People think that I just talk about everybody's business, but I don't. I talk about the things that I know are affecting the culture and the things that I know that are putting a band-aid on something that truly needs surgery or at least a tourniquet. I don't blow anything up unless I know it's going to help others. And even that person. Once upon a time, nobody, yes, R.I.P. to my Angelo Manucci. Ooh, child, I don't know if America is ready for me to be president. Oh, I don't know about that. But it's this the head of the mafia. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Last September they said. You know, thank you, Ann. Um, People think this is all a game. But once we start to realize that all the bad guys in the world are all working together, maybe we'll have a better understanding of how this evil was able to grow. Because that's what we're talking about, honey, are we not?
Yeah.
This is not just bad in this industry, bad in that industry. There's bad in all industry.
Let me pause you for a
Here,
second.
here, let me
No,
let you
no, no.
break it down. Here,
I want to. I
break it
just
down.
no. I ain't breaking it down. I just want to go further. I just wanted to pause you briefly because I just saw something where Elon Musk is mentioning teaming up with Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump become the president, how he will help with rearranging the government, or basically, he in a nutshell, he said he would prepare. It's basically preparing the government for a technocracy. So all this stuff that's going on right now, all this stuff that y'all see, the revealing times we're in, all this corruption, just be ready for what these really, really rich people have
New
in mind.
world order.
It's a technocracy coming. Don't get it twisted. You see Elon Musk got them robots popping. Y'all think it's a game.
They got to make humans look irrelevant so that they can let the machines take over.
So all this stuff goes down and has to go down, but just be ready. That's what they got ready for the backdrop. A technocracy.
Spill the beans on Jodeci? Okay, I can do that in 4 words. Lot of crack, lot of E and J, lot of sex, and a lot of betrayal. And that's Jodeci. You can take those 4 words and tie it to their entire catalog. You can take those 4 words and tie it to their entire career. You can take those 4 words and tie it to all of their personal relationships, including KC's with Mary J. Blige. Especially KC's with Mary J. Blige. You take all those words. Elon is a very scary guy. You don't like Musk? I like Egyptian Musk. That's the only E Musk I like. Egyptian Musk. Elon,
He a piece
honey,
of shit. He got mad at the Hawthorne Police Department for not getting the black people out of Hawthorne fast enough.
like, let's just be honest. He's one of those pure race weirdos.
His son's name is like 12,1648 B. It's a weirdo.
Holly weird equals pure evil, but Holly weird is only a cog on the wheel. There is a wheel of injustice that's happening, and it is worldwide. Worldwide. Yes, a technocracy. Yes, it has been the agenda since the 70s. And we're finally at the time.
So all the stuff that
Elon gotta be half robot. That nigga done put so much stuff. He done upgraded his shit so much. I don't even know if he can technically be considered human anymore. Is he human? With all of this shit, that motherfucker, he got hydraulics, he got switches, he got a fucking moon roof. That nigga got everything in his ass.
you got to put WD-40 underneath his arms. Not
Ain't that what he whack off with? I haven't talked about Michael. That's what I call him. I know y'all call him D'Angelo. I call him Michael. It's another tragic story there. I just pray that one day Michael will be able to come forward and be honest about how drugs were induced into his life and career, how Somebody said Prince Charles runs this world. I hope not, because if so, the Queen is rolling over in her grave.
Prince Charles ain't gonna run nothing.
Oh, Prince Charles better worry about his tapes.
Yep.
Cheating on Camilla's gonna have a prize. Allegedly. You know, we weren't here that long because we got to get the pods up. And we're gonna go further in detail. But I wanted to say this. When people start passing away, and they were in the middle of viral campaigns that were exposing things, and people just disappear and pass away. I know there's a lot of people that wish I would just disappear and pass up. Nah, Trump plus Elon equals baby oil. I am done. I am done. We got to start asking more questions. Hey, Ivy from Brazil. We got to start asking more questions, and we got to stop accepting everything that these people tell us because they are liars. Yeah, Mary J. Blige, she gonna hide until tour, and then her and Diddy Jr. gonna go out here and try to convince everybody ain't nothing happening. It's pathetic. It is pathetic. Oh, they said congratulations on our engagement.
That's all right.
Mm. You can't be distracting me with stuff like that. No, but oh my goodness, there's too much. There's too much of everything. But we really do. We have to ask the right questions. Like lately, there are people that are running with what they're calling negative um content about me, videos of me in a breakdown or whatever the case may be, and they're saying, oh well, she has a history of this and has a history of that. Has anyone noticed that there are very probably hiding? Has anyone noticed that when they show these things, they don't ever talk about what happened leading up to it
Context. They don't give
or
context.
what happened after it? It was the same thing with Cat Williams when they said that Cat Williams got into a fight with a teenager and got beat up by the kid. That's not what happened at all. That was a total gaslighting moment, but nobody ever talks about the moments leading up to that footage or the moments leading after. No one talks about when they show me throwing those ashes, when they show me standing up for myself, that I had already been assaulted by men while my second husband was fake beating up Solar because it was all a scam to gaslight me into the hospital so he wouldn't have to go. My second husband. Yeah. That was all a stunt. It was all a ploy. That's why he was there with his camera ready to go online and to film me being hogtied and being assaulted by the police. I was assaulted twice that day. Once before I started throwing those ashes and once after. Why don't people ever want to talk about that? Be careful when people want to start talking about explosive things and then hide all the details around it. It means they're lying to you. That's what it means. It means they're lying to you. We gotta be careful what we let into our minds. Now, I'm just gonna run these clips one more time. And I want you guys to really pay attention to the nature of what's happening behind the scenes, but right in front of your faces. Hip hop is a graveyard, and the tombstones bear inaccurate details and facts. Let's stop letting them fool us. I've never realized that fucking motherfucker sits right here on this landmark. Makes me think about that building that they put up where Biggie is. It's almost like monuments to the dead. This is where they pulled the surveillance footage. Cameras are weak, and as you can see, there's multiple blind spots. But that gas station across the street, that's been there. Look at it. Those cameras have a much better angle. Why wouldn't they have pulled those? Why would they pull the ones that are the weakest? With the weakest, look at this. Look at all the obstruction. Now look at the clear line of sight. Now this is the night of the Mike Tyson fight. This entire strip is packed. And on weekends, on fight nights, the strip is packed all night. Yet there was no eyewitnesses. Now, it was said, and for some confirmed, but then questioned again.
I'm like, they're like, sing this song. You don't have it, you're here for a couple hours. I flew to town. It's that. It's the whole, if you don't, then blink. So you learn, though. You learn to fight harder. I didn't have enough fight in me. I was maybe 20, 21. I didn't have enough fight in me.
But the whole thing gets even crazier. Because unfortunately, just months after unveiling his TikToks about Jay and Beyonce, Uncle Ron's family would take to his TikTok to announce that he had passed away. Let's make this clear. No one is saying that Hov and Beyonce did anything. After all, he could have died of natural causes. But when you consider everything that's emerged as of late, you can bet that this sure isn't going to stop the conspiracy theories from coming. And who knows? If any of this is true, they might end up in a cell right alongside Diddy. If you didn't know by now, hip-hop is full
of weird old bullshit and a lot of unsolved crimes. I mean, that's just what it is. That's what it is. That's where we are in the world. AI is slowly taking over our world. Only we can take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's used for evil can also be used for good. You got any final thoughts?
No, nothing.
Well, it's time for us to shut down, and we got to get over there. Start getting this new content uploaded. And if you guys really want to see Unplugged, we'll put it out there soon. Once again on the house.
And tell them.
For 24 hours.
Tell them the Patreon, make members sign up even if you're not paid. We're going to be doing live movie reviews, all that. I mean, remember what we talked about? Yeah, just, all right. If you're on Jag's Patreon, and we appreciate everyone that comes over there.
Yes, we do.
Paid,
all 1,000 of you.
Unpaid, doesn't matter. We just appreciate it, but we're gonna just start giving exclusive content over there. Like we will find that Three Dog Night episode.
Oh, we're gonna run it.
And we're gonna run it. Yeah, with Jag's commentary.
And that's what we got going on over there. So to everyone that came through, thank you. Oh no. Not allegedly, Jay-Z has the Neuralink chip. He's got it. Just like Skynet or Skylink. We're here. We're in these times. Don't be fooled. The Demonic National Convention. That's what I'm calling it now because they got too much demon stuff going on. They rocking on demon time. They rocking with too many people on demon time to make it all make sense. How do you say that this is a God-fearing country with all of this Luciferian practice and behavior going on? The more we talk, I will be safe. But it's not time for me to take a hiatus. It's time for me to work harder for the things that matter. And what matters now, more than anything, is cruelty-free. The cruelty-free agenda we are on is more crucial and important now than ever. Art shouldn't have to take a break or a back seat to evil. It should be able to reign supreme on its own. For all those artists out there who want to see a cruelty-free agenda, who want to know that you can make records and music, make your own money, keep your own money, not be robbed, not be taken advantage of, not be exploited, but whatever is done with your art, you're the one benefiting from it. You're the one with the ability to go back and replenish your community. That's what we're all about at crueltyfreeartistry.org. Our email address is crueltyfreeartistry1@gmail.com. If you're interested in helping, volunteering, or becoming one of our artists, we can't wait to hear from you. We're a new organization. We get a lot of emails. We get flooded a lot. And we don't have enough hands on deck, but we're getting there. Every dollar that you donate helps make that a more smoother process every day. Let's help each other build a better future for the art that is to come. Because satanic rituals is not art. It's just satanic rituals. And art exalts and it honors God. If what you're listening to isn't uplifting the God you love and serve, then it's probably best you just stop listening. On that note, my name is Jaguar Wright. Hey, you know these niggas, they've been doing a lot of this lately. Hey, robot, I'm sure you got a lot of time for this.
So they didn't say each left.
Come on, Danny. You can do it. You can do it.
Repeat the email address again.
Maybe not. Maybe you can. The email address is crueltyfreeartistry with the number 1 at gmail.com. Let's start working to build a better future. Just because we're watching the party die doesn't mean we can't have our own parade. For all of the things that we love. For all of the things that we really care about. And listen to me, Bow Wow. I don't know why you felt comfortable saying that out loud in an interview, but I want you to listen to Willie D and Christopher Williams. I want you to listen to Bow Wow. Respect your elders and listen closely to what happens. Okay? Say no to the
only
ditty
question that I
party.
can think to ask is, what were you thinking?
I wasn't really.
Did your parents say you could have a party?
No.
Why did you?
I don't know, it was just a get together with a couple mates at first, and then we thought we might as well just have a bit of a party, and then, yeah.
What are you going to say?
Sorry?
Are you sorry?
Yeah.
And on that note, I want to send a special congratulations out to a young woman who is a hero in my book. Her name is Angela White, but I think that name's going to be changing soon because somebody's getting married. Black China, congratulations not only on your 2 years of sobriety, but on your upcoming nuptials. I know your mom is losing her mind. I got to call her today. We need to know where you guys are registered. Oh, I know this is just such a joyous time. Yo, y'all, put 7s in the chat for my baby girl, Angela White, also known as Black China. And I want y'all to look at how they came for her and they tried to drag her name down recently. And guess what she did? She stood tall. You want to know why? Because she's a real chick. So, there's a lot of people online that say they know me and got a lot of things to say about me. But why don't you hear from somebody who actually has gotten to know me and know a little something about me?
Yeah!
It better play. I've been praying for you.
Who that right there?
For so long.
She love you, AJ.
I don't know what it's like
you don't know about her persona, but you met her in person. What do you?
She's a baby doll, sweetheart. But we already know this. I'm glad we did.
Because people think she's.
I want to thank you guys so
When you
much
meet her
for
in
coming
person,
through.
you're like,
Yeah, it's just a
been
perception
great.
that everybody else has. But once
Get on over there to the pod.
she's normal just like us. It's like real people, That's the difference. When you're authentic people can't
I
take
know
it.
what it's doing. I don't know why it's doing it. My StreamYard is trying.
No, I'm so sweet.
But on that note, love you guys. Take care.
How they treat her.
Get on
And that's
over
just
there.
what it is.
The
And that's
pods
just
are going
law.
to be up in
The
just a
thing-
few
the thing
hours. Lots of information that we won't share here, but you can get it. My name is Jaguar Wright. Whoop dang. Amadeus. The whoop dang.
Woof
Whoop
dang.
dang.
Woof dang. All right.
Yeah, whoop bang. Ooh, woof bang. Yes. Oh, let me go. I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.